Well, there is never a starting point. Uh, and of course, whatever happened somewhere in the past made me go to a place in into the future that is today a past. But I would say the person I am today,
Mhm.
that is actually showing up in the tribe. When I hear you say that there is something raw and vulnerable about me, that's kind of a weird thing to hear, because that's so the opposite of how I used to show up in life. So I would have to say that the person I am today is a result of walking on fire with Tony Robbins. For me, walking on fire was important, was a turning point, because first of all, I never thought I could do it. Second, I had to dare a lot to be in London for the first time on my own to an event like that. I had to dare a lot. I was putting myself totally out of my comfort zone. As for the experience with Tony Robbins and the fire walking, until the very moment that I was about to cross that fire, I always thought I could not do it. There was an inner struggle. Like it gets us into a state that you kind of go with the masses. Yeah. But every time he would say like, so when I heard him say like, take off your shoes, take off your socks, roll up your jeans, and let's go outside, it was just like, oh my gosh, we're gonna do it. Like, no, I'm not gonna do it, because I've always been prisoner of this huge fear. I didn't even know it. The funny thing is that it took me fire walking to become aware of how much I was a prisoner of fear. So so there is this moment that I am about to walk on fire. And I don't even know what I'm doing. And there is this woman from the crew. She looked me in the eye. She looked me beyond the eyes. She saw, like, I felt seen as I have never felt seen before. Like, that was a weird moment. It was almost as if she was seeing through me. And she said, that's it, girl. You got it. So she pulled something out of me, and I crossed that fire. I exploded into celebrating. What happened, the interesting and the turning, the shifting, was 30 minutes later. 30 minutes later, I am leaving the substation and heading the guy's house, the Airbnb, and I had to walk like 3-4 minutes. It was past 1 a.m. Like late at night, no one in the street, and there I am, like a little girl from Portugal walking in London, all by myself. I'm pretty relaxed. I just walked on fire. I did not burn my feet. How fucking amazing is that? But I never realized how calm I was until I hear a noise in the middle of the silence of the night, and I see an animal in the street. And for the first time, I see a fox. I've never seen a fox in my life, ever. And she kind of stops, stares at me, puts a paw like in the air, and there is this thing happening inside of me. There is a small, like a pea-sized thing that says, you're not scared. Your body's not shaking. Your heart is not pounding. It's a wild animal. But it's almost as if it's not even there. And I cannot even recognize myself. I would be shaking and trembling and coming up with all these stories that there is a wild animal that's gonna attack me. I've never seen a fox. I don't. But I'm just curious, and I keep staring at her and walking, and just being delighted with that moment while there is this small voice, like really tiny. And that's how it shifted for me. I became aware of the voice of fear that I had never become conscious of before, because that, like, it's so normal. I was operating on that, but I thought it was my voice. I thought it was me, but in that moment, it was so clear. Who I was the curious, the calm one, like embracing and having that moment with that beautiful fox, keeping staring at me, not going anywhere, like we were having a conversation. And the fearful was so in the background.
Yeah.
And I felt so grateful in that moment, because I knew how that moment shifted me. It was really magical.